and they are protesting against misgovernance. And they are challenging the established notions about, for example, fixed tenure of somebody holding a public office. And they were demanding continuous and comprehensive evaluation. It is quite natural that those same thoughts and ideas and voices will percolate to the governance in the corporate sector. So this was the point I made last time. And a number of developments have taken place in India and outside India. Company law was enacted. SEBI has come out with a lot of regulations on corporate governance. And what I'm finding is that some of the corporates in this country, they have been raising their voice as if they are being stifled, without realizing that these are developments which are bound to take place, these are bound to happen all over the world. Comments have been made that SEBI perhaps is working like a dragon. It is impossible to do business in this country. If I can refer to some developments that there are various segments in the society today where people are saying whether living in India is possible or not. So some of them said that maybe we will go outside India and we can't do business in India. Friends, I'll try to look at some of the developments which have happened in the last 1 year, but just to set the stage, let me tell you how corporates have behaved globally in the last few years. If we start with the global financial crisis, the inquiry commission which was set up, that inquiry commission came out very strongly and categorically that too many people, too many corporates took too much risk with too little capital, and they were always focusing towards short-term gain. This was the finding of a commission set up by the government of USA. If you look at developments in other parts of the world, there are, for example, let me tell you about Canada. The Canadian Institute of Chartered Accountants, they have become very vocal, and you would be perhaps surprised to know that if somebody is elected to a board position, but if the number of votes which have been withheld against him than the number of votes which he has got, then that person has to seek re-election. So technically he has been elected, but if the total number of votes which have been withheld are more, he has to seek re-election. The United Kingdom has come out with the Stewardship Code. EU has come out with the Shareholders' Rights Directive. Australia, the shareholders' activism has risen to a new position. Not only there, but also by law now, 100 shareholders or those holding 5% of the shares, they can demand a special meeting of the shareholders. So regulatory action all over the world has tried to keep pace with it. And some of the regulatory action globally has been also towards not only penalizing the corporation, but also individuals. Because the thinking now is, again, all over the world, that an action against the corporate is perhaps counted as an additional cost of doing business. So the key people who are behind it, their conduct has to be looked into. Tejinder rightly mentioned about the new OECD guidelines on corporate governance, which came in July 2015. 2 or 3 very important features of these guidelines I would like to reiterate are, for example, equitable treatment of all the shareholders. But they're not stopping at equitable treatment. They are also asking for, they are also recommending that the corporations have to facilitate that they can air their voice. You can have a motherhood statement that, well, everybody should be treated alike, but this is now a call for action.
Okay, let's